Guys, how are you doing? Now, if you watched my last video, you know that it kind of didn't go the way we planned. However, we learned a lot, we took away a lot. We're going to move on. So today what we're going to do is, I looked at the scorecard and there was a lot of beige and maroon going on and not enough blue. Blue being birdies. Why am I not making birdies? Because on the day I was putting well. So if I'm putting well, why was I not making birdies? Well, it's quite easy. The shots that I was hitting in just weren't going close enough. And I actually left myself a lot of good chances. Okay, I made a few bad tee shots and that's why I got a few of these. But at the same time, when I was in a good spot, I wasn't taking advantage as much as the rest of the field would. So I was thinking, why is this the case? Because I practice my wedges a lot. Why am I not doing well when I'm out on the golf course? And that's probably because I've been doing a lot of practice here. I'm not practicing enough out here. So since Test Valley, I've spent a lot of time out on the golf course, dropping a lot of golf balls, hitting a lot of wedge shots in, and I was shocked and kind of excited at the same time, mainly because, oh my god, it's awful. Like, I spent 4 hours on last Thursday or whenever it was, after I played, or maybe Friday it was, and out of 8 balls from like 80 yards, 4 of them were on the green, 4 of them weren't on the green. Now that's bad. I'm not talking about just like foot, like in terms of, oh, they weren't close to the flag, they just weren't on the green. So now I'm having to get up and down 50% of the time when I'm 100 or 80 yards away from the flag. No wonder I'm not making any birdies. So I spent 4 hours, just a lot, from 80 yards, 100 yards, 60 yards, 120, hitting wedge shots into the green. And after those 4 hours, I had a process. I had a plan and I had wedges that I knew go certain distances, and that makes a huge difference when you're having to choose a club and commit to the actual shot itself. So today I'm going to show you what I've been doing with my wedges, how I've grown so much more confident, because yes, I'm a lot more confident now with the wedges. You should be excited when you're 100 yards from the flag, not fearful, and I think that is the case of what I have been in the past. Now I'm 100 yards from the flag, I'm like, good, because I'm putting well. It's like a backward chaining method. You start on the green, right, putting, I feel confident. Anything inside 15 foot, bam, I want that to go in the hole. So how do I get it inside the 15-foot mark? Well, obviously wedge shots are going to have to be a must. You need to get a good percentage inside 15 foot. Then you can go back to the tee, right, how do I get it into a position where I'm 100 yards, 80 yards, 120 yards from the flag? So that's what I've been doing this week. I'm going to show you the methods I've been doing to help practice, not necessarily technique based, even though I will cover a bit of that anyway, but more of how I found the yardages, how I'm using each of the clubs differently and why I would use them in different scenarios, and yeah, this makes a massive difference to the game. Now, we don't really have a grass area to practice wedge play here at Sanford, so I kind of practice on the golf course, which you shouldn't do but needs must, and I repel the divots, pitch marks, etc. So guys, let's get into it. Let's see how I've slightly improved my wedge play. Okay, so if you've been watching my channel for a while, you'll know that I've always struggled in terms of hitting a golf shot and dipping. So that's one thing I've definitely worked on with my wedge play, trying to keep my head nice and still, nice and high throughout the backswing, so I'm not having to back and jump out of it on the way down. So important thing for me with the wedge play is keeping everything relatively still. That left arm's going to stop at a 9 o'clock position, and then obviously just trying to accelerate through towards the target. I found the strike so much better. I feel like I've got a lot more control, ball flight's lower, and yeah. Same thing as well is that I'm trying to keep a pre-shot routine. It's very similar every time I'm hitting a shot. It's really important to keep your pre-shot routine. It's like a comfort blanket under those pressured scenarios. So each time I'm going to go through that practice swing, trying to get for a feel of where my swing should be before I hit the ball. One look up at the target and then trying to recreate that feeling. And I hit some great wedge shots this afternoon. They're so much better. I'm not saying they're perfect by any stretch of the imagination. However, they're a lot better, giving myself a lot more confidence to actually make birdie rather than being even worried about hitting the green. So here you'll see the green. This is where you can see the ball spinning, so me hitting the golf ball and I'm generating a lot more spin now, and you'll see it impact the green, one hop and then getting a bit of check on the ball. I haven't had that for a long time. Because I've been hitting my wedges too hard, I'd be hitting my 54-degree wedge like 120 yards, something like that, just because it's a full out swing. You'll see the last one, it just missed completely. However, it was still on the green, and that would be a par chance. So they're not going to be perfect. And again, my third one out of the three there was in a pretty decent place. So you'll see me now marking out different distances, and this is how I'm practicing on the golf course. So 70, 60 all the way up to 120 yards. I'm also mapping out a 15-foot radius around the hole as well, just so that's a target. That's my birdie zone. That's where I feel confident at the moment that I'm going to be making birdie a lot of the time. So I'll pace out 3 steps, and that's my like 15-foot or maybe 12-foot radius to put a wedge in. Now I hit 5 balls from all the different distances, which you'll see in a minute, and then I mark them down. I do this 3 times a week, and again, look at my scoring. How well am I doing? So this is the 60-yard wedge shot that you'll see now. It's the 730, so like a small 54-degree wedge. This is my 730 50-degree wedge, which goes about 70 yards. Then 80 to 85 yards is a 9 o'clock sand wedge. And again, it's probably my favourite yardage. If I had any yardage at the moment off the tee, I'd want to leave myself that 85-yard range. We then got up to 100 yards, and this is now my pitching wedge, like a knockdown 730 pitching wedge. This is great for into the wind. I could also hit this distance with my 50-degree wedge, but it's nice having it there as well. And this is a 9 o'clock 50-degree wedge, 110 yards, something like that, depending on where the wind is. And again, it comes out really low, really fizzy. And again, I'm really happy with the control that I got it. And lastly, a 9 o'clock pitching wedge, trying not to hit anything full anymore. So guys, that's what I've been doing on my wedge play. That's how I've been trying to improve, and yeah, it's given me a lot more confidence. Okay guys, there you have it. That's how I've been working on my wedge play over the past week or so, and then hopefully throughout the rest of the near future. It's given me a lot more confidence, and I feel excited now to be close to the green rather than thinking, oh God, don't mess this up. So putting within 15 foot, 20 foot, I feel quite happy with now. Wedge play within 100 yards and whatnot, again, I feel quite happy with. So Test Valley on Wednesday, all I need to do is get something just solid down the tee. It's not necessarily the most narrow golf course, you just need to get something on the fairway and get it running. I am going to go and play there later this afternoon, do a practice vlog. You guys gave it so much love for the last one, so I'm going to go there this afternoon and do that. Hopefully I'll get that to you either tomorrow or on Wednesday. Yeah, hopefully tomorrow. Guys, thank you ever so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up. As always, please subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later.